Hello and welcome back to Advent of Code 2023 Enclosure. This is day 6. I have not yet released or figured out how to do day 5 part 2, so we're only sitting at 9 stars over here, but it's just what it is. We have to accept it. So yeah, without further ado, without trying to get too depressed, let's hop into day 6. Day 6, wait for it. The ferry quickly brings you across Island. After asking around, you discover that there is indeed normally a large pile of sand somewhere near here, but you don't see anything besides lots of water and the small island where the ferry has docked. As you try to figure out what to do next, you notice a poster on the wall near the ferry dock. Boat races, open to the public. Grand prizes and all expenses paid trip to Desert Island. That must be where the sand comes from. Best of all, the boat races are starting in just a few minutes. You manage to sign up as a competitor in the boat races just in time. The organizer explains that it is not really a traditional race. Instead, you will get a fixed amount of time during which your boat has to travel as far as it can, and you win if your boat goes the farthest. As part of sign up, you get a sheet of paper, your puzzle input, that lists the time allowed for each race and also the best distance ever recorded in that race. To guarantee you win the grand prize, you need to make sure you go farther in each race than the current record holder. The organizer brings you over to the area where the boat races are held. The boats are much smaller than you expected. They're actually toy boats, each with a big button on top. Holding down the button charges the boat, and releasing the button allows the boat to move. Boats move faster if the button was held longer, but time spent holding the button counts against the total race time. You can only hold the button at the start of the race, and boats don't move until the button is released. For example, time 7, distance 9, time 15, distance 40, time 30, distance 200. This document describes 3 races. The first race lasts 7 milliseconds. The record distance in this race is 9 millimeters. The second race lasts 15 milliseconds. The record distance in this is 30 milliseconds, 200 millimeters. Your toy boat has a starting speed of 0 millimeters per millisecond. For each whole millisecond you spend at the beginning of the race holding down the button, the boat speed increases by 1 millimeter per millisecond. So because the first race lasts 7 milliseconds, you only have a few options. Don't hold the button at all. Hold the button for 1 millisecond. Then the boat will travel at the speed of 1 millimeter per milliseconds for 6. Hold the button for 2 milliseconds, so then it will have 5 milliseconds to travel. Okay, so so if I hold it for 6, I will travel 6. So it goes down again. Okay. Since the current record for this race is 9 millimeters, there are actually 4 different ways you could win. 2, 3, 4, or 5. That makes sense. In the second race, you could hold the button for at least 4 milliseconds and at most 11 milliseconds and beat the record. A total of 8 different ways to win. In the third race, you could hold to see how much margin of error you have determined the number of ways you can beat the record in each race. In this example, if you multiply these values together, you get 288. Determine the number of ways you could beat the record in each race. What do you get if you multiply these numbers together? So, let's grab our example input. Oh, I haven't prepped day 6. I'm quickly going to do that and type out the test. Cool, we're back, we have a function, we have a test. Yeah. Imsco, one thing I quickly want to check is what my input looks like. Okay, it is really only 4 races. Okay. So let's parse quickly the races. So def in parse races, raw races is I want to get them into like pairs with each other, so le raw times or just times and distances. Okay, times raw times raw distances is string split lines raw races, and then times are map parse long over RE sequence finding all the numbers. We've done this a lot of times now. Over raw times. Oh, actually, we can do that all in one go, because this is just going to be the same again. So it's not what I wanted. So 7, 15, 30, 9, 40, 20, yep. And now what we want to do is we want to put them apply vector. No. I've done this before. So when you have a list of lists, we can do is you can do map vector, right? If you want to one, two, three, four. So that will give you 1, 3. Yeah, so I think it's then apply map vector. Seven and 9, 15 and 40, 30 and 200. Yeah, okay, cool. That's what I wanted. So find wins. So we have time and distance, or like win distance, or current win distance. I don't know, win distance. What was he called? What was he called? Record distance. Record distance. Record. So I feel like what we want is we want a range over 0 to time. Find wins 7, 9. just for a single one. So I can try 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can then calculate my distance, def in time to distance. Well, and that's not an interesting part, isn't it? So time. So if my time is, well, actually I want to do like hold and time, don't I? So if my hold is 0, what is my speed function? My speed function is for every second I hold, my speed goes up by 1 per second. So my speed is my hold, right? Which means ultimately I'm gonna travel total time minus hold times hold. So if I hold for 0 and my time is 7, sorry, time to distance, then I travel 0. If I do this 1, I should travel 6. If I do this 2, I should travel 10. Yeah, there we go. I travel 12 for 4 as well. Yeah. And then it goes down again. Then it goes down again. So the distance here is... So, is this really time to distance? Or is this hold to distance? So, and these are all of my holds. I can hold 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm gonna map over partial hold to distance over the time that I have. Map over all of my, oops, give me the back please. My ranges. So these are all of the ones that I travel. 0, 6, 10, 12, 12, 10, 9, 8. And what I want is then I want to filter bigger. Does it need to be bigger or bigger equals or just bigger? I need to beat the record, so I assume bigger percent than the record distance. I feel like we want to stick this in a thread. So these are my ranges. These are my wins. These are my total distances. This is how many they are, and then I can win 4 ways. Sum. No, count. So, 4 ways to win. Okay, and now we do an apply star over map, find wins over parse races, raw races. That fails. The function cannot be cast. And where did I do bait? Oh, here. Right, that needs to be in there. Alright, let's try that for the input. Products of win counts, slurp, day 6, Swiss, day 6, input, text. One. Okay. There we go. So. Yay! That was fun. That was a cool one. So let's see how much we're gonna get screwed over by part 2. As the race is about to start, you realize the piece of paper with race times and record distance you got earlier actually just has a very bad kerning. There's really only one race. Ignore the spaces between the numbers on each line. Okay, much longer race. Okay, so we're gonna like calculate way more. It's probably not gonna be performant again. It's gonna take 18,000 years to run. We'll see. Okay, so basically it just needs a change in parsing. Part 2. Part 2. Parse races. This is still the same. Then we're gonna do something different. So 1, 2, \n 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we need to make them into numbers. So map parse long apply string join over percent, I think 2 and 4. No, it should be 12 and 34. Dang it. No apply needed. Okay. Map parse. I guess we can do that here, right? Parse long. Then raise this again and just make that a function. Percent. And then we can just do find wins in parse races of raw races. So, how slow do we think this will be? Did they give us an example? 7, 15, 39, 40. Yeah, okay. So all of these ways. Up, wrong. Part 2 test. Part 2. Part 2. 2. I can just call this win counts. Then we need the ways to win. Okay. Let's give it a go. Oh, okay. Yes. Boah, that was fabulous. Oh, that was so much nicer. All right, cool. I was still took like, I don't know, seemed like a couple seconds to run. Yeah, 3 seconds, maybe 3-4 seconds. But I've got to be honest, I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. Oh, I'm glad we're done. It was feels like a little breather, like chill exercise for a change. So yeah, all right. Gonna leave it at that. Thank you very much. Hopefully see you on day 7. Bye bye.